What's up there, people? How are you doing? Listen, it's hard to come out here with this energy. I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah? But Chelsea has a new problem. We're gonna get into all of that. Chelsea versus Villa, what I learned from the game and everything, my thoughts about it, what Chelsea needs to do better and all of that good stuff. We're gonna get into that, so stay tuned for that. But before we get into it, how about you hit the like, hit the subscribe, so show this channel some love. Much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it, yeah? Chelsea have a new problem. Before we get into the problem, let me give you an overview of the game. Chelsea versus Villa, 2-1. Villa won. You know that. I know that. The game ended, right? Villa won. Chelsea started with Sanchez in goal, right? If you watch my preview, pretty much the same thing, except for Badi the She being in the lineup, right? And that's the lineup that everybody went with, that everybody thought was going to get us the win, right? But from the beginning of the game, right? Every single thing was going as planned. What we imagine, what, the fans imagine, the players themselves imagine, the coach themselves imagine, I think everything was going as planned. We were on them, right? Winning the first ball, winning the second ball. Villa could barely get a pass, right? But then it all changed. Villa came back in the second half, won the game, scoring, Ollie Watkins coming in, scoring both goals for them, and then Chelsea now nowhere to be found. But let's get into it. What do I think Chelsea was the problem? First of all, we'll talk about the game. What do I learn from the game? Number one, we started the game very well. First half. Now, everybody know the game was a game of two halves. It could also be said for the last game we played as it being a game of two halves. And now, this game today, we also call this game a game of two halves. So, there's serious problem here. And then, if you remember the Atalanta game, right? It was also a game of two halves. And even their winger came out after the game level in the second half. We knew they were going to drop energy in the second half, and our chances would come in the second half. So they knew all of that. So now you already get a hint into Chelsea's current problem. But before we get into that, we started the game very well. Like I said, we were winning the first ball, winning the second ball, everything about it. We were on their foot, on their throat, on their neck, right? Wherever we needed to be in the first half, Chelsea was there, right? I couldn't really find a complaint in the first half. Garnacho was on it. Pedro Neto was doing what he was supposed to do. Palmer was on it. Caicedo, Enzo, name them. They were on it. Badi the She even was on it, right? Sanchez didn't have much to do in the first half. So, he was doing good. Everybody was on it in the first half. From the moment the whistle was blown, right? Everybody was doing it, right? So again, I can't really find a complaint in the first half, other than the fact that, okay, we need to do better in terms of finishing our chances or creating more and more chances. But other than that, I can't really pick up any problem in the first half. Right? It's like that's the Chelsea I want to watch day in, day out, or the Chelsea I want to watch for 90 minutes. That's the Chelsea I'm looking to watch. Then what we all say is the game of two halves, right? And then the second half came. It's like the people that went into the tunnel and the people that came out are two different people. But if you look at this, if you look at the lineup, are the exact same people, are the exact same name that went into the tunnel, came out, are the exact same people on the pitch. But one would think it was absolutely different people. So now, is it that, right? Everybody have not figured out, because I was doing a TikTok live, right? When Men City were playing, and I also mentioned that about Brighton, right? How they play the first half, and then they usually they lose in the first half, and then in the second half they make substitution that give them advantage, that bring level, that bring energy, that bring strength, right? That bring momentum into the game, and the entire game just shift into their favor, right? We saw that today with Villa. Their stats is nuts. They are used to losing possession. They are used to winning game without having possession. They are used to winning games, losing in the first half, right? Coming in the second half and then winning. So my problem is this: if Chelsea knew this, right, why is it that we went into this game with all of our energy in the first half, and now it seems like everybody have figured out that we are a first half team? And that's Chelsea's current problem. If you're wondering what Chelsea's current problem is, like I mentioned from the beginning of the video, that's Chelsea's current problem. We are a first half team. We give all our energy, all of our strength. This is the second half. Even Caicedo, right? You look tired. Now, there could be many things that is playing into this, right? We didn't have a proper preseason. All of that could be playing into that. But even this, my problem is this, right? I know we have the energy, we have the people, the strength, the moment, we have the energy, the physicality in our midst. We have all of that. But The second half, yeah, what Villa did to us in the second half, unacceptable. Because before they even scored their first goal, I said it, we cannot allow Villa to come back into the game. No, right? Because now I feel everybody have figured out how to play against Chelsea, right? There are something that come in a low block, something that now we're seeing that other things now come prepare for us in the second half. Because if you look at the team that Villa brought on in the second half, are far more better than the team that they had in the second half. So their entire plan in the first half was to make sure not to concede a goal, right? Or even if they do concede a goal, don't concede more than one goal. That was their plan. And it worked according to plan because in the first half, Villa was defending for their life, right? They were defending for their life. Everybody was behind the ball. They didn't really care about creating chances because if you looked at their front, other than Rodgers, was the only person that was doing something. McGinn was not really doing nothing, right? That was it. That was their plan. Make sure you don't concede more than one goal in the first half. Other than that, I don't see anything else. I don't see anything else being their plan. Right? And they executed that perfectly. Came in the second half, right? Brought in proper people, right? Watkins came in. We saw other people coming. Right? Onana came in, right? Because everybody expect Onana to start that game. Maybe you'll be able to match the physicality that will come with that Chelsea midfield, but he didn't start. Coming in the second half, I think was also very brilliant from Unai Emery because now the Chelsea energy level have dropped. Then you bring in your physical players, right? Now to be able to match best Chelsea midfield, and once our midfield was best, it was done. So because it's, I don't know what I can pinpoint as the problem right now. Is it poor preparation? Is it the players themselves not good enough? Because even those that came on, the only person that came on and looked good was Gittins, and Gittins been our problem recently. Seriously. We conceded from set pieces like nothing, right? We did the same thing against Leeds. We conceded from a set piece against Leeds. It's happening here again. I mean, time to time it's been a problem, but then it seems that we fixed it for a little bit, and now we're back to being, where we were, and no sort of improvement. And now we out of the top four. So the possibility of us making top four is in jeopardy with the way Villa is moving. Villa's going to be playing Champions League next year, and now Liverpool is in the top four. And the way they're finding their four, they're creeping their way into that top four, into that competition again, right? And it might end with Liverpool being in the top four, not Chelsea, and Villa might end up being up there because now Villa is at least what? They just beat us today. So what? They 10-point clear of Chelsea in that top four race. So in terms of the title race, we cannot even put ourselves in that title race, right? Because I don't see Villa, what's it called? I don't see Arsenal. Neither do I see Man City losing 5 games for us to come into that. So it's not happening. So in terms of us being in the title race, today game is a wrap. But today game is a wrap because if we could have beat Villa today, then we close the gap between us and Villa. Then that's a progress. Then we're pushing forward. Then we're moving forward, right? Then the pressure is on. Villa gets to play Arsenal next, and then we see how that game goes. But look at that. Look, this is it. It's done. We cannot do nothing. We, in terms of us being in a title race, is over. It is over. And Maresca need to find a way to fix this second half problem because it is a serious problem. How can we play a match? We look absolutely good in the first half, and then when we come in the second half, the energy level just drop. You have to find a way to be able to maintain it, right? At least consistency throughout the game. So if you don't have to go in gun blazing in the first half, and then in the second half, I don't know. It's like ceasefire. We're not here for that. So either you find a way wherein the energy is consistent throughout the game, right? Not even other. You have to find a way. Yeah, you find a way that the energy is consistent throughout the game, or the energy that we come in with in the first half, we maintain that same energy in the second half, and that in itself in football is not possible. There's no way anybody's going to be running like the way we were running in the first half for 90 minutes. Nobody can do that. Regardless of who you are, you're not going to be able to do that. At some point, you will need to rest, and I think that's where the problem for Chelsea was. Started the first half brilliantly, and then the second half we choke, we fumble, right? Conceding silly goals, right? The first goal, you can say lucky. Came off Sanchez, hit Watkins, went in. The second goal, brilliant, right? That's proper center forward play, right? The man makes check-in, came back, header, gone, right? It is not good enough. First of all, right, to the owners, to the sporting directors, to Maresca, everybody, recruitment in itself got to be better. We have to do something, create a team, right, I don't know, that everybody looks better. Because, listen, to be honest with you, even Palmer is not looking for better. And now he's getting frustrated about the fact that he's not getting the minute that he wants to play, because now he thinks he can play 90 minutes. So the man wants to play. So at this way, you have to give the brother the minute that he wants. At this way, you have to give the man the minute. Or otherwise, now we're going to start. We have to start thinking about losing Palmer to Real Madrid, to Barcelona, to PSG, to even maybe City, if they get to come in for him. So that's where our current problem is. We have to create a team. The recruitment is not even any better. Because there are a couple people in the team, once you shut them down, we're done. We're done. But I don't know. That's pretty much it. Hopefully we get better. The entire team. Every single one. But let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. See you in the next video. I'll be bringing more video your way, hopefully. And then, yeah. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe. See you. Cheers.